Ever felt like you're juggling too many logins for your Lightspeed retail account? Maybe you've got seasonal staff or you want to give your team more granular control over their access. Whatever the reason, managing users in Lightspeed is essential for smooth operations, and it's surprisingly easy once you know how. So, if you've ever asked yourself, how do I create a user in Lightspeed? You're in the right place. Lightspeed Retail is a powerful point-of-sale system, but like any robust platform, it can seem a little daunting at first. One of the most crucial aspects of managing your Lightspeed account is user administration. Think about it. You probably don't want every employee having access to every single function. Giving someone too much access can lead to accidental changes or worse, security breaches. On the other hand, if your staff can't access the tools they need, it slows everything down. That's where understanding user creation and permissions comes in. In this video, we're going to break down the process of creating a new user in Lightspeed Retail step by step. We'll cover everything from navigating to the user management section to assigning roles and permissions. We'll also touch on some best practices for user management to keep your Lightspeed account secure and efficient. First things first, you'll need to log into your Lightspeed Retail account. Make sure you're logged in with an account that has the necessary administrative privileges to create new users. Typically, this is the account you set up when you first got Lightspeed, or an account with specifically granted permissions. Once you're logged in, look for the Settings or Administration section. The exact wording might vary slightly depending on your version of Lightspeed, but it's usually represented by a gear or cog icon. Click on it. Inside the Settings menu, you should find an option related to users, employees, or staff. Again, the exact wording may differ, but it will be something along those lines. Click on this option. This will take you to the user management area where you can see a list of existing users. Now, to create a new user, look for a button that says Add User, New Employee, or something similar. It's often located in the top right corner of the user management screen. Click on it. You'll now be presented with a form to fill out for the new user. The first thing you'll need to do is enter the user's name. This is pretty straightforward. Just type in their first and last name. Next, you'll need to create a username for the new user. This is the name they'll use to log in to Lightspeed. It's a good idea to have a consistent naming convention for your users, such as using their initials or a combination of their first and last name. This will make it easier to manage users in the long run. Now for the crucial part, assigning a role to the user. Lightspeed uses roles to define what a user can and cannot do within the system. There are usually several predefined roles, such as cashier, manager, and administrator. Each role has a specific set of permissions associated with it. A cashier might only have access to the sales screen and basic reporting, while a manager might have access to inventory management and more advanced reporting. An administrator typically has full access to all features. Carefully consider the responsibilities of the new user and choose the appropriate role for them. If none of the predefined roles perfectly fit their needs, you might be able to create custom roles depending on your Lightspeed subscription. This allows for very granular control over user permissions. After selecting the role, you might need to set a password for the new user. Lightspeed usually allows you to either generate a temporary password that the user can change later, or set a password yourself. If you're setting the password yourself, make sure it's a strong and secure password, following best practices for password creation. Some versions of Lightspeed might also have additional fields for things like the user's email address, contact information, or employee ID. Fill these in as needed. Once you've filled out all the necessary information, click the Save or Create button. The new user account will be created, and they'll be able to log in to Lightspeed with their username and password. Now, let's talk about some best practices for user management. First, regularly review your user list. Are there any users who no longer work for you? Disable or delete their accounts to prevent unauthorized access. This is crucial for security. Second, use strong passwords and encourage your staff to do the same. Password managers can be a great help in this regard. Third, implement two-factor authentication if available. This adds an extra layer of security by requiring users to enter a code from their phone or another device in addition to their password. Fourth, train your staff on the importance of user security. Make sure they understand the risks of sharing passwords or leaving their computers unlocked. Finally, regularly audit user activity. Lightspeed usually provides logs of user actions, which can help you identify any suspicious activity. By following these best practices, you can ensure that your Lightspeed account is secure and that your staff have the appropriate access levels for their roles. Creating users in Lightspeed is a straightforward process, but it's a critical aspect of managing your retail business. By understanding the steps involved and following best practices, you can ensure that your Lightspeed account is secure and that your team can work efficiently. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.